Our second speaker this morning is Michael from BillSoft, Michael Kerwin. Michael is going to give us a demonstration of quantity extraction from one of the BillSoft products. Michael is a sales manager for Europe and the Middle East. BillSoft Software Services is a wholly owned Irish company. It was formed in 1992. Distributing BillSoft software product. They've got 1,500 customers in Ireland, and the worldwide BillSoft have over 6,000 customers. I know personally BillSoft are a super company, and we've worked with them very closely in Bolton Street over the last, 17 years I think at this stage. And so we're looking forward to hear from Michael and to see what advancements you have in your product suite, and also how you might be able to reach out and help the IoTs and universities. Thanks very much. Over to you, Michael.
Thank you very much, Alan. I hope everyone can hear me okay. As Alan says, my name is Michael Kerwin. I'm the sales manager for Building Software Services. We're the distributor for the BillSoft and Brightbox range of software for Europe and for the Middle East. I suppose for the main part of our business was always concentrating on Ireland and the UK, but as we all know, things have pretty much hit a snag, so we've had to vent outside and look at other regions such as the Middle East and more in the UK and Europe as well, which in a way has benefited us with relation to BIM, in that we've found that a lot more of our customers in, say, the Middle East and in Europe are utilising BIM more, so it's helped us progress into looking at the field and our experience in that area. Now, I don't want to sort of hit you with a sales pitch as such. I just really want to talk about, well, firstly, our university partnership program that we're very happy with, and also then just give you a quick live presentation of how the students will be using, and also our user base would be using, let's say, receiving a BIM model and extracting quantities of that, but also then looking at how you would use it. You know, as we know from the SES event recently, not every item is modeled. So how you would use that information from the model and also merge it with, say, traditional 2D measure for non-model items. Okay? Now, but firstly, I'd like to talk about the university partnership program. As Alan kindly mentioned, we've been involved with the universities from a very early stage in our business. My colleague George Boyle, who's somewhere in the room today, seen it as a very good opportunity for the business to come into the market at an early stage, okay? I suppose get the students used to the software before they go out into the marketplace. So when they go out into the marketplace, they're used to using our software. One, it helps our existing customer base because the students are ready, but it also allows us, if they go into a non-user base, that it helps promote our software because they're used to using our tool. So what does the university partnership offer to our educational bodies? Well, pretty much what we do is we provide our software both for the lecturers' PCs, the laboratory PCs, but also we have limited student versions then, so the students can use it on their home PCs for outside of college work, and they can use it as a tool to merge it with the educational version within the college. We also provide our back-end service, of course, for technical assistance or anything like that. You know, the college needs to be able to help. We also provide then any updates, any upgrades, any of the thing to keep the college and the lecturers up to date with the latest technology available in the marketplace and the current trends such as BIM. So we do it. We also provide training, train the trainers, as we say. One of the things that everybody seemed to at the Q&A round table was that, well, we need to teach the lecturers as well. There's no point in providing the software to the college and expect the lecturers to be able to just turn it on and teach our students. We want to get them to introduce it as best practice. So if we teach them how the best way and what our market and our industry is looking for, that allows them to teach it in the right way to the students. We also then provide documentation, mainly the BSDL course, which I'll talk about in a bit more detail now in a couple of minutes. But we provide the college with with the course documentation to fit in with their semester, so they don't have to spend time coming up with additional course material in how to do it. And then what we found as well is that the college, different lecturers would have different skill sets when it comes to our software. It wasn't a level playing field. Some colleges had a lecturer that was working in the industry for 30 years using a software, and someone else was using a different software. So there was a mix and match at the level of capability from the students. So I suppose, why do we offer it? Well, pretty much we offer it to meet the demands organisations have for industry-ready graduates. Companies are busy. They don't want to have to take on a graduate and spend 2-3 weeks just teaching them a software platform that they use. They want them working, they want them earning their money, they want to hit the ground running. We also do it to support the construction industry with improved standards of education. If the graduates are better, they're implementing better standards. We're getting more, more buck for our dollar. And we also do it for ourselves. Let's not kid ourselves. We do it to continue to be the market leader in the software. We want people using our software from day one. We want them knowing what BillSoft is. Okay, I suppose for the benefits of why a college would take on our university partnership program is one, it provides these students with an industry skill set for making them more employable. So they can teach them to help them find employment when they hit the market. It also provides industry benchmark software. Most of, let's say the QS firms will be using our software. It's a good thing, but more so, unfortunately, a lot of the graduates have to leave the shores and look further afield, such as Australia, such as America, whatever. But this software is used worldwide. As Alan mentioned, we have 6,000 companies worldwide using the software. I know of a guy from DIT who's actually got a job in Perth because he had done the BSDL course with BillSoft, and he got a bit of an advantage. He was ready to be used. It also allows the lecturers to provide them the tools to put their actual concepts into practical application. We had a question on the thing, on the round table, of being saying, well, can it be done in theory, or do you need to practice? Practice makes perfect. If you're, you can read about something, but unless you do it, you're not going to really know it for sure. And then also for the students, it allows them to, pretty much graduate industry ready for the market. Okay. Now, just to tell you about a bit more, I mentioned it there a quick few minutes ago, is the BSDL, the BillSoft Driving License. Now, this is something we're very, very happy with, and it's turned out to be a very successful thing for ourselves. It was actually, strangely enough, it was an idea spawned from an early CITA meeting in 2007 between Alan Hoare actually and George Boyle, my colleague. Alan had an idea saying, wouldn't it be great if we could have a course that will allow us to teach the college what are the main topics in your software that the industry would suit. So from some consultation with our clients, we narrowed it down to the 10 most common modules that would suit them. If they knew that, that would save us a huge amount of time. So from that then it started to spawn a bit more and more. It was designed in conjunction between BillSoft and DIT. Okay, we ran the first pilot back in 2007. We actually hosted it ourselves. We ran it over a 10-week period, an hour and a half each Friday morning. The level of uptake was excellent by the students. They really took to it. I think the attendance was up to 95% for the full 10-week course, which we thought was excellent. It was a Friday morning. They could have easily slept in. And as you know, a guest lecturer coming in isn't high on priority for a student. Okay. Since then, we've actually successfully rolled it out countrywide to a number of different institutes, and I'll give you a list of the colleges that are actually currently running it a second ago. I see a number of friendly faces that I've talked to many a times over it. Okay, it's a 10-module course. Okay, so the student has to sit the 10 modules. It is mandatory that they complete the full 10-module course on it. So attendance is also a part of the issue. From that, they then are awarded a certificate. If it's a joint certificate between ourselves and the actual college, so it only gets presented to the student when they attain the necessary grade in the final course assessment. So they sit the 10 modules and then they have a final assessment, and in conjunction with the college lecturer and ourselves, we correct the work, and if it's deemed that he gets a certificate, he issues it. We do that just so it isn't just given to everybody. We want to have a bit of weight behind it. We want somebody to earn the level of things. So if they are going further afield and they are telling people, it doesn't diminish the actual course. So we like to put a bit more weight behind it. We also try for the lecturers, a lot of the time we were talking about, you know, having guest people come into the colleges and speak. I've done that on numerous occasions each year for certain colleges where they invite us down because it actually adds that little bit more to the course when the student sees somebody from the industry coming to them and showing them what we can actually do, and it allows them to help it up. Now the 10 modules are going to be further expanded over the summer. What we're doing is obviously with the new Takeoff 2 and BIM Reader software that I'm about to give you a live presentation of, it's been expanded to incorporate more on the 2D side of stuff and also the BIM Takeoff from, you know, from model. Like talking to the lecturers, you know, the architecturals such as Malachy and DIT, they're already teaching Revit, Bentley and all of the other software in the college. So it's only fair that the QSs, you know, are also being involved in that process from an early stage. So like currently, you know, annually there's about 300 plus students attempt the course. So as we feel that, as we introduce more on the on-screen takeoff and the BIM takeoff to them, more and more of the students are coming out with an understanding of what BIM is. It may not be that they know everything, nobody knows everything, but it does allow them, you know, to have a concept of what are we talking about when we get in there. So colleges currently, just running the thing is, I'm not going to go through the list, you can see them all up there. Some of you are here. If I've missed anyone's logo, apologies, it was rushed. So what I'd like to do is, I'm short on time, but what I'd like to do is give you a quick run through of how you would extract, how our users would extract the actual information from a model into, let's say, the takeoff. So I won't go through all the features, I'm very limited on time. So I'll just run our BIM Reader module from it, okay? And what we can do is, so the BIM model is produced, Neville pointed out, you know, it gets to a point and it's passed on to ourselves. You know, we're not designers, we're not expecting our users to know how to change design. There's plenty of good tools out there, Bentley's here, Revit's here. They're good enough. We don't need to challenge that market. So what we can actually do is, I'll just open up a very small model that we've done here, okay, and I'll show you. So as we import the model into a reader, you can see that all the object information is read directly in from the model. So all the information that is provided in the model is there for us to utilize. Obviously on the right hand side, we get the graphical view, okay, where we can zoom it up, you know, we can manipulate that around as need be, okay. It's fully interactive. Now I've actually chosen a very small model. Every time I come, there's always big, huge, massive projects up on the screen with buildings and everything. It doesn't have to be. It can be a villa, you know what I mean? It does, you know, it's down to the level of information put into it, okay? So very quickly, just to show you, like, the information is within it. As I say, all we're doing is interrogating it, isolating what we need, and taking that quantity information back out to our 2D, back out to our build production estimating system. Or even if you want, we can actually dump it directly out to Excel. So if you don't use our estimating system and you use Excel, that's fine. You know, Excel is still the biggest build production system in the world. Okay? As I was saying, they're totally interactive. So if you click on something on the model, it will locate it on the item. Okay, you can see it highlighted there. And the object properties are visible down the bottom. So we can see any of the constraints that are applicable to that item. Okay, we can see the location, but we can also see the quantity information that is in the model. Okay, now what do we do with that information? We can see here, and it was talked, we don't have a standard in Ireland yet for modelling. Okay, we don't have Kobe or anything like that. What we've got is we've got design models. So we've introduced a takeoff tool, okay? And that allows us to go in and pick and choose, you know, what quantity we want from the model. We can also change the alias here of the actual item. You know, they're looking at the object names, their family names built into the design software. We can't amend the thing, but we can apply aliases to allow them, this is what we want to call this item coming back. Now, I'm very limited on time, so what I'm actually going to do is, as Gabe Bourne used to say, here's one we produced earlier, okay? What I've done on this model is I've just gone through and isolated the area, the walls, the door openings, the roof areas, and the window, the account of the windows for it, okay? So I've already done it. If I was to click on the roof there, or actually say the walls, you can see that I've got external block work. As I expand down through the item, I've given each one a particular different alias, and I've isolated the area of the wall. So to return that data, I just simply have to return, okay? What that does is that brings that information back to our 2D takeoff, okay? Where I'm able to now manipulate 2D drawings to measure any non-model items. As I expand down through the item, I can get a list of all the different areas, whether it's the door, count of the door types, you know, the area of the walls, the area of the roofs, etc. I can also apply a cost against each one, if need be. These are just random costs, don't quote me on them. Okay, so we can apply that and we can be building up cost templates as we go along. As I was saying, you know, still today, you know, a lot of people are receiving the drawings in 2D. Okay, so just to give you a quick look, what I'll do is I'll load in a PDF document. Neville pointed out, wouldn't it be great if we can still even produce, then it eliminates, you know, your intelligent property right thing. So very quickly, just to show you, I'm not going to, I am under time, so I'll load in the PDF. Obviously, because it's a PDF, it doesn't have a scale, so we'll quickly set our scale. Again, you're just taking a distance on the drawing to collaborate it. So if I was to insert a new item, let's say at the top there for a non-model item, traditional non-model item, maybe the skirting, okay? And we want to take off the lineal length, okay? And again, I'll just zoom up here and we'll just measure. So very simply, nothing major. All we're doing is we're measuring from our takeoff using our 2D, and what that's doing, we're able to continue around the walls. You know, if we wish, you know, certain ones of these walls might need to be factored by 2 because it could be both sides, etc. You can apply it, okay? So the 2D allows you to be able to, you know, measure non-model items, but also link it with the model takeoff, you know. So you might have your 80% of items thing and still have the 20% that you want to traditionally you know, and you might also use the 2D as a check, you know what I mean? There's still that fear of, how do I trust the quantities? Well, you see, you can use the 2D to measure. As the guys said, they produce the model, but they're also still being able to provide the 2D drawings for us as a check.
Okay.
Okay, listen,
That's
thank you very much,
Michael. Thank you very
everybody.
much. Thank you.
I hope you found it somewhere.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.